What's up, everybody? Today I want to go over one of the cars that I'm currently flipping, kind of go over the numbers and that sort of thing so you guys understand what I did and why I did certain things and so on and so forth. So today we have a 2004 Honda Accord EXL sedan with a V6 motor and automatic transmission. This car came to me with a blown head gasket, so before I even purchased it, I ran the numbers, get an idea as about how much I would have to put into it to fix it, and also once it's fixed, about how much they're currently selling for. One of the good things that I have on my side at the moment is that this car only has 99,000 miles and is actually very clean. Not only that, before the head gasket blew, the previous owner had purchased 4 new tires on it, so that was awesome. So as you can see, like I mentioned, it's a V6, only 99,000 miles. So just to go over real quick on what I replaced on this car, did engine air filter, which I explained a little bit while I did that, new battery, thermostat, timing belt, water pump. When I bought this car, this power steering hose right here was some other aftermarket crap, whatever. It was just a regular generic hose that was there, so I took that out, put some Honda power steering fluid in there. Actually, this cap was also missing, so I went to the local Honda dealer and just picked one of those up. You can get those in the junkyard too, but I was at Honda and they sell them there for very cheap, so I ended up getting it from them. This hose here was also some other generic hose, so I got actually that piece off of another V6 in the junkyard. This hose actually I yet to replace, so I was thinking about replacing that though and getting the correct one. Obviously that's not the right one there, as you can see there better. So let's see, what else have we done? New oil, there's a Honda oil filter in there. Besides the head gasket itself, a bunch of other gaskets that go around the engine have been replaced at the same time. Honda coolant, new radiator cap. Yeah, a lot of stuff. I think that's about it. I did a minor brake flush, but nothing major there. Brakes and shocks are in really good shape. So then you can see here the interior. The car is really good, so of course I cleaned it. Got it set up. The car's running just fine now, and is an overall just in great shape. Yeah, so anyhow, I'm gonna run those numbers by you. Alright, so now for those numbers. There was actually a few other things that I forgot to mention earlier that I replaced on the car. Just forgot. So one of them was, for example, actually the key case. This guy right here. Just the case alone. The key works perfectly fine, but the case was real cheap. It was all cracked up and dirty, that sort of thing. Barely even holding together. But I got that at Honda for, it was like 33 bucks for actually both sides of the cap. So it was cheap, just go directly to the dealer and get that done. Then the hood struts. The hood struts were really bad. They weren't even holding the hood open, so I got those. Even with my account at some local parts stores around here, they were still like 40, 50 bucks, something like that. I think it was each. I don't even remember for sure. But anyhow, I went to Amazon and I found those on there for the set for like 20 bucks. So it was perfect. It was a no-brainer. And plus, remember, it's a flip, so hey, keep it cheap. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I put a new headlight bulb in there, whatever, put a little bit of gas, that sort of thing. So anyhow, total numbers. Now we're talking about buying the car. We're talking about parts. Paying my father actually to help me out with the car a little bit. Putting all that stuff together, it came out to $1,900. All right, so I bought the car originally for 800 bucks. And so total $1,900. And once I did the research before, again, buying the car, and plus I already knew I had an idea of the value of the car before I even bought it, which helps a lot. The car is worth, I would say, $500 to $6,500 range, something like that. Now, whether or not it'll sell for within that range, I don't know. Every market is different, that sort of thing. but that's what I'm going to be pushing for. So some of those things that I replaced on the car, I did for a reason. Uh, Things I usually wouldn't do with a cheaper car, but I did it with this car because of the amount of money I'm going to sell it for. Now you just got to keep in mind the type of clientele you're going to be, going towards when selling a car. And if I was selling a car for, let's say, 2 grand, then most people within that range only really care about it running and having AC, especially down here in Florida. But because I'm going to be pushing the car to be selling around, let's say, the $6,000 range or so, people are going to be a little bit more picky. A lot of them tend to ask for service records, especially timing belt water pump, if that's been done, which is what I did, which I used aftermarket. I didn't use OEM on that. Try to keep the cost down in some respect in some areas. But there's little things. So because the car is going for X amount, I really wanted to make sure that the car was, in really good shape. So the good thing is I already started with a great platform. New tires were already installed. The body is in very good shape. Interior was also in very good shape, and the mileage. So since I started with all those good things, well, I wanted to continue that theme, so to speak. So under the hood, I replaced a lot of things, make sure the car is just right, have some Honda fluids in there, just everything good to go. So that's really the reason. Obviously, you don't have to do it this way, and if I would have really, really been cheap with the car, then obviously it wouldn't have been $1,900 total. It would have been a little bit less than that. So anyhow, that's the reason why I replace some things that in most cases when you're flipping a car, you really don't want to deal with. But I just wanted to explain why I did it with this car. It's just a certain market. So usually when you're really going to sell a car for that much money or even higher, you tend to, generally speaking, want to be a little bit pickier and just have things just right, for that buyer, for that potential buyer. So anyhow, that's my example for the week. There's a 2004 Honda Accord EXL sedan V6. There'll be more to come. Definitely looking for more cars and see what else I can come up with. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And as soon as, actually that car is on sale right now. So as soon as it sells, I'll let you guys know and tell you, how much I made in profit.